No, este es el viejo. ¿Dónde está el nuevo? Mm. Mm, 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 mm. Right, right. Here we are again. 1 week later, we are going to start a new live stream. That is very good. All right. So, welcome everybody. Even though there's nobody here, I should, maybe come back here, turn off this nonsense for now. These will be used pretty soon. And I'm going to start um, notifying people that I'm live. This time, I'm going to notify and I'm going to see, you know, how different um, would it be. Right. So, give me just a second. Here we are. All right, that is good. All right. LinkedIn is ready. Let's go now with Facebook. All right, that is done. And now let's try with Slack. All right, now let's wait for people. Let's wait at least for the first joiner, and then we shall start. So I'll be back in just a second. All right. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome everybody. All right, we're starting strong. We are starting with questions, which is amazing. All right, let's see what we got. All right, so hello, faith-based games. I wish there was a way. The things are in iClone could be implemented in UE5, like drag and drop animations and having to do a lot with retargeting. All right, so in that case, I know that iClone sells bridges and direct connections with Unreal Engine 5. I've seen people use it. Some of our students have done, complete animations inside iClone, and they have like a one-on-one response inside Unreal. So that is working. All right. Thing is, that is not a live connection. It is bridge sport like connection. I'm guessing if iClone start working with things like USD, you are going to be able to work, live, right? Adding things in iClone and having them, live in Unreal. I have tested that with Omniverse from Blender. No, not from Blender. Sorry, from Maya. All right, because Blender still is not on the train of USD. You can import USD files to Blender, but it will not open an actual stage of USD. But for example, from Maya, you are able to, create a light, and that light is going to be created inside Omniverse, and at the same time will be created inside Unreal. Move it around, change color, change intensity, everything works as you are describing. For example, you're asking, or even drag and drop a static pose, take photo on our characters, sequencer, or whatever. Well, about sequencer, the Omniverse animation tool, it's called sequencer also. And I'm guessing there are somehow compatible. You can pass through USD animations from create. That is the like the stage, like the USD stage opener for Omniverse. That is an NVIDIA product. All right. So yeah, everything now with USD as well as you are defining it, not with the control rig. It's happening right now. All right. So we have Bartos. Hello, Bartos. How are you? How is everything? Hey. Yeah, the Blender Omniverse version works pretty well. Yeah, but just for exports. That's the thing. It is so much fun. And you can test it even without a Maya license because you have the Omniverse Create. And that is like it's a scene assembler where you can drop, assets that you can find in the Omniverse store or in the Omniverse library, and you can build, you can create light, you can do your own lighting animations, and you can mix it with all other Omniverse flavors of software, like the it's called sound to lip sync or something like that, where you can type in a script or even talk and it will try to move right the mouth of the character, which is amazing. All right, cool. Welcome everybody. So how is the music? Is it too loud? Can you hear it? I don't know. I just want something to be in the back, like a little bit of a groove. So let me know if it is too hot or if you can listen to it at all, and I will adjust it. All right. Cool. All right. So have a native use it without having to use anything else. Well, in which exact regard, all right? But because Unreal it's lately has managed to do a lot of stuff animation wise. All right, so the music is fine. All right, cool. So Unreal is englobing like everything. I know as a fact that Unreal wants to become, this year is going to be animation Unreal for sure. Everything animation wise is what Unreal wants to tackle down. So I'm guessing we are going to see more of control rig. We are going to see more of the post library, animation library, sharing animations. Right now in 5.1, we have the ability to control 2 or more than 1 control rig at a time, right? Which is, you know, a huge step forward of what we had before, because before we had this issue where you could only animate 1 control rig at a time in, you know, 5.0 and below, and that made it nearly impossible to, you know, to do things like holding hands and move things together, like attaching one of those controls to a crank and do like a crank motion with a prop. Now it is completely possible. Oh, but don't hope anymore. Like, it is already there. Let me just show you. Let's jump into the engine, right? So, sorry, that was not the engine. All right. So right here, let's bring in. All right. Sorry, I'm in the wrong folder. So I should have characters, and I have mannequins. And I have the meshes, and let's bring in Manny. All right. So now Manny is here. And let's bring Queen. Give it a second. All right. Give me a second. All right. That's it. Just moving around some windows. There it is. So now we have Manny and Queen down here, right? And thing is, oh, this is not Queen. All right. Now she's Queen. Cool. And let's create, you know, a new level sequence. Maybe where we were before, like here, it's going to be good enough. So cinematics, level sequence, open it up. Let's drag them both into our sequencer. And there it is. You will have, you know, both live control rigs live there, where you're going to be able to select more than 1 control at a time and start animating. All right, this is not, sorry, this is not the IK. Let me select an IK control so you can watch it. This one and this one. There it is. So you see how you can animate, you know, both at the same time, which is, you know, great. Manny and Queen, of course. All right, and now you have the post library, all right? And the post library is like the first step into creating, you know, your animation libraries and maybe not animation libraries, because we already have those, but maybe action libraries, right? Like opening a hand or having, I don't know, a little bit of a walking cycle or stuff like that. You know, which is great. I have still, you know, a couple of issues with the post library, and that is, let me just show you what I mean and why, you know, we are still not there, in the sense of, for example, a tool like iClone. All right, let's try to create a post. All right, a post should be as easy as, you know, going here, create a post, and let's call it, you know, test Manny pose. There it is. Right, so it already created a pose for a character, right? So I'm going to grab not this one, but this one, and lower, you know, Queen center of mass. And what I'm going to do is update pose. Yep. And now if I, you know, hit Control G, and now she's at the at T pose again, I should be able to, right there. So this is working, right? And it's amazing. You can create a pose. In fact, you can point the camera at, you know, what the pose is, and you can right click on the pose and you can reshot the thumbnail, which is here it is, capture thumbnail. And you can keep on, you know, creating those separate and if you want to save them, there it is. Now it's saved. Now the thing is that if I now grab this other character and I try to do the same, oh, it worked. You know what? I was trying this with 2 metahumans and I was having issues of the pose. You know, the actual pose asset was not recognizing that I have more than one character selected. What would happen if I select them both? Oh my god. All right. I retract myself, Mr. Epic. Look at that. So how was I testing this that I make it fail? I don't remember. It was with metahumans, I remember. Like I was having issues trying to create poses for different characters. So let me try to maybe create a pose with Manny here instead of Queen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the root control, the global control, and I'm going to set up the arms to be IK. There it is. And now he is going to raise his hand like this. So now I'm going to change these to object pivot like this. That's good. Now I'm going to do a key, just because control freak is a little bit weird in this version. If you don't set a key, sometimes when you grab another thing, it will reset. So just to be sure, I'm going to create a simple key on it so I know that it's going to be there the next time. There it is. And now he's going to be doing this. It's not me. I'm innocent. We know that you're guilty, man. There it is. So now I'm going to grab both controls that I want to include in the pose, right? And I'm going to simply create a pose. This one is going to be called hands up. And just because I don't know how compatible they are going to be with metahumans, I like to, you know, underscore them and set them up in, you know, like Manny. I know that Queen will be compatible with them, but just to have, you know, one and be very patriarchal, right? I'm going to call them all, you know, mannequin and create asset. So now if I, you know, select this character and Control Shift G, now he's going to be at the default pose. And what would happen now if I do this? Oh, I need to, one thing, this is important. When I hit Control Shift G, it also took the global control and turned off the IK switch, which is bad. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to include that. Let me see. What would happen if I include these in the pose? So if I now go and do the pose, I need to select the controls, of course. Now do the pose. Now I'm going to add both controls plus the global control. So this one, not this one. This is for my Queen. So let me select it from here, maybe. There it is. So those three controls are now going to be part of this control freak pose. So now I'm going to update the pose. Yep. What would happen now if I, you know, reset it? So now, as you see, the hands, both arms are now in forward kinematics. Will it change to select controls? Oh, it is not selecting the, or maybe there are selected or there are hidden, right? The IK controls. Can I add the pose? No, I cannot add the pose. So as you see, yeah, you can, if you start playing with the control rig and you start playing with the control rig pose, very easily, you're going to start, clashing and having issues. So yeah, many things need to be improved. But yeah, very soon, I'm hoping we're going to get better and better animation tools, right? This is so unfortunate that the post manager that the post asset doesn't save. Oh, maybe it's because it's this one. Maybe I was selecting the wrong one. Select controls. No, it's simply not working. And I believe I destroyed the other one because I was selecting the wrong one at some point, or not. Oh no, this is good. Oh, wait, so now it selected both. So maybe this was what I was worried about, that if I select the controls, it select both because both controls are called the same. Maybe this was the issue. What would happen if I manually select the control? It will only happen on one. Yeah, this was the issue that I was seeing the other day. That if I have two control rigs with the same names and the pose needs a control with a no name, if I select the controls, it will select it on all the characters that I have in the scene, which is nonsense because you could be animating 2, 3, 4 characters at the same time because they have some sort of interactions between them, or you just want them there for reference. This is not good. So I'm guessing this asset should have some sort of way of knowing which control rig it is meant for. Sorry. So it's not that bad because you could select the controls and then control R alt and no control shift alt. Nope. Again, control shift alt. Nope. Shift and no control. There should be an select control. How can I unselect? Yeah, it's going to be an issue. This must be solved at some point. All right, but yeah, in terms of what iClone, can do, like animating already animations, already made animations, it's great. Like the way you can create mask between, right, I want the arms from these animations and just the rest of the body from the other animation. That is really cool. That's a thing that also Epic needs to add to the animation workflow inside Unreal. So yeah, I mean, what can I say? It's getting much better, but still it's going to need a lot of work for sure. Yeah, it's good. The IK controls in iClone, they are very good. I love iClone. In fact, I was playing with iClone like for a long time. My only beef with them is that there are like this pyramidal way of marketing that if you, all right, you can buy the base thing, right? But then you are inside iClone and you cannot go out. Then you need to, buy the share and buy iClone export and then buy the plugin to make it work with Unreal. and the thing keeps adding up, and at some point, you know, you're going to be in a couple of $1,000, right, just to have a thing that it's, you know, exportable, right, to many other things. That's the kind of things that you sometimes don't charge in other types of softwares. Like, you should always have, like, and don't get me wrong, um you know, I was totally impressed with what they could do with the iClone Exchange. iClone Exchange was, to me, like, revolutionary. Like, you were able to export your character with rigs and animations to Maya, and it was exported to be able to use the human IK inside Maya. So you didn't have to um, any type of re-rigging or any sort of retargeting or anything like that, which was, to me, completely bonkers, because Autodesk is very, very close into, you know, their own API. And this guy, you know, with iClone said, all right, you have an animation in iClone, you know, take it to Maya, you know, pay for the exchange, right? But you're going to have it in Maya with IK, with human IK, like that, without any issues. That was, to me, you know, so that was a thing that was worth, you know, paying for. So at that point, I thought, you know, iClone Exchange is great. And you could not only do it with Maya, with, however, you know, the 3D Max IK system. They have two IK systems, one that is pretty old and one that is somehow new. With iClone Exchange, you could export to both, which was, all right, this dude need have like some sort of connections with Autodesk people. But right now you can do it, you know, with a bunch of different proprietary type of files, which is, to me, like, completely, you know, amazing. The fact that you can export animations in the actual mannequin, epic mannequin, with the bones, with everything, it's incredible. And you can still work inside iClone without having to change anything. It's just an export thing. So that was good. But then they have, you know, face iClone, and then you have to pay for the thing. And all right, yeah, it's a brand new thing. You know, maybe it's separate from iClone. All right, cool. Charge me for that one. But then you have, you know, Unreal plugin, Bridge. You have Bridge to other, you know, you have one for DAS 3D. You have to pay for that one too. So it comes a time when you really need to put, you know, to put down a lot of money, you know, to just being able to work with iClone, which is sad because they are great. The last thing I'm going to say about iClone is that they suffer from exactly the opposite of, there are like the antithesis of ZBrush. Like, people use ZBrush because ZBrush never lets out something that looks awful in ZBrush. You can open ZBrush right now and do something that looks crappy, all right? But you will never see it, you know, with the ZBrush logo, you know, on it. Like, they really take care a lot on the marketing part, on what is going to be shown. So everything you see about ZBrush looks amazing. Like, it's something like, right, you just need to pay this money and you're going to be, you know, doing that kind of things. Well, iClone was complete opposite. iClone was, everything that you saw with iClone was uncanny, crappy, bad animations, and that was their marketing library, which was, you know, very, very sad. For me, who knew what they were about, I was like, why don't you hire a couple of very good artists, right? And you get, so, you know, something pretty cool done with it. But, you know, who knows? That's how things are. Yeah, right. There are, like, everything they made was like Toy Story 1 for a long time. Then when iClone character creator came, then you start seeing a big change in the render. They move from iRay to, I guess it's their own type of render, which is pretty amazing, very good. And yeah. So let's check out, you know, a couple of animations and stuff that you can do inside Unreal that maybe not anybody, you know, knows about. All right, yeah, that's right. They have these like layers of pavement. Who's there? Hey, Chris, how are you? It's not like a demo. It's more like a conversation. Let's you know, let's talk. If you have any questions, we can, you know, try to catch it here. Yeah, for sure. All right, so let's keep on, you know, with these two guys, right? I'm going to remove the counter rig because we're not going to be animating, you know, from scratch, right? So the counter rig pose can go away. Now we stay with this new animation mode, right? And let's start bringing in, you know, some animations. Let me check if I do have animations here, which I don't believe I have many, if any. No animations here. So let's bring in a couple of animations. So it should be as easy. You know what? There are a couple of things that I have found. All right, no, I'm going to do it the old way. Not to worry. So Unreal Marketplace. Let's open that up. And let's add a couple of animations. You know, I don't know if you were aware that there was a little bit of debate and issues with the latest animation. Will you open? Maybe it didn't open. All right, with the latest animation, I'm guessing it was this time around. Let me just check. Yeah, this one right here, the Orca Games full animation bundles. Apparently there are a couple of animation samples that are in Mixamo, which was a little bit I don't know how to say it, awkward, not just for Epic, right? Because, you know, they don't review the full thing before they, you know, let it free. I'm guessing like this is some sort of algorithm that see, you know, what is being, you know, low on sales, and they want to pump up, so they offer it free for a couple of you know, for 1 month or whatever. But yeah, this one had a couple of issues, so I'm going to try this one, just, you know. So I'm going to add it to the project, and my project is, of course, my project. I'm guessing this one might be a little bit on the high side, yeah, because it has like many animations. All right, not to worry, Fade. Come back whenever you want. I'm going to try to do this, you know, like a weekly thing. So, sure. Come soon. Bye-bye. All right. So, it's downloading. So, as you see, it has like many, like yoga, cardio, gym stuff, ultimate animation set. I'm guessing this one was the one that had, or the game animation set, have a couple of those that are in a Mixamo library. So we don't really know, you know, is this going to be posted in your, yeah, of course. As soon as I finish the live, which is, you know, sometimes like an hour or something like that, it is auto hanged and posted in my YouTube channel. So this is going to be the new normal. No more editing, no more. This is raw, baby. This is turn on the camera and let's see what comes out. All right. Yeah. All right, so I moved my mic to the, to a new location, and I'm guessing like it's a little bit hot, so I'm going to turn it down a little bit. Let me know if you have any issues. Um, yeah, this is the way to go. It should be office hours, all hours, right? All right, so there it is. It should be now inside here. Orca Games full animation bundle. Here it is, a bunch of animations, but this is the thing with Unreal. Every time you get, animations and stuff, Unreal doesn't ask you like, all right, which characters do you have on your projects, to assign these animations to. And sadly, what happens is that they will come with their own, characters. If I look here for skeletal meshes, yeah, that's it. You have the mannequin there. So all those animations are really attached to this character, which is not bad. You're going to see that it's a lot easier, nowadays. In the past, what you would do is to, right click on the actual character that had all those animations attached, and you would go skeletons and assign a skeleton. Yeah, it was like that. So what it would do is to... No, it was not like that. I can't remember how it was. But what you will do is to like rip all the animations from these characters and assign it then, to your character. And then this was left, like an empty shell that you need to manage and, delete with all the materials, all textures and all that stuff. Now it's a lot easier, right? Because all you need to know, all you need to do is know where this skeletal is, right? This is this skeletal mesh. And this one, of course, is in content, orca, blah, 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 blah. And let me just hit Control B of browse. And this is what you want. You want to know where this skeleton is, right? So it's on content, orca games, demo, mannequin, character, mesh. All right. So now you go to your actual character that you want those animations on, and you hit Control B, Control B, Control B. Without being in animation mode, might be a little bit better. Let me close this sequencer and Control B. Now it is here. And now you should open, the actual skeleton of the character who's going to be the target of those animations. And it is weird that the actual window where you do this is not there by default. This is not even in the roadmap. It is not on the documentation. It is nowhere. So what you need to do is go Windows, and you're going to turn on asset details, and you can, now dock it somewhere. Maybe not like that. Give a little bit of space. Maybe like, oh, I know why. I need to show, yeah, this. Now you can leave here. Yeah, cool. And now all you need to do is to set a compatible skeleton. And that you will do by clicking Add Element. And maybe I will need a little bit more space like this. Now you search for that specific character. We know it's an old mannequin. So let me check this one. This one is the one, because in the path it says that it's on game, Orca Games, full animation bundle, demo, mannequin, character mesh. So this is the one that I want. That's it. Now I can simply save it and close. You just need to do that on the recipient of the animation. And now if I open, that sequencer that I had, all I need to do now is to search for those animations. And as you can see, I have all those animations not trespass, they are shared, right? They are still with the other character. The other character has full control of these animations also. So, this is the way to go. So we have like, I don't know, let's see what is good here. Walking, let's say walking. How did I type walking? Walk. Catwalk. All right, that is good. Oh, all right. That means there is something different from that character. And sometimes it might be that the mannequin character is not compatible with the new mannequin. So I'm going to check it by doing the same thing, but on the old character, on the old mannequin. So when you bring in the new mannequin from the third person template, it comes with both the old and the new one. So I'm going to test and see if that is the issue. So I'm going to go to this mesh, and now this mesh is the one that I'm going to make it compatible. Let us check if that was the issue. So yep, the orca stuff. Now we save this one. Now we can close this. Now let's use this huge map to test it. All right, so now all I need to do is to add this character there, go there. Sorry about the tumbling. Now let's add cinematics, level sequence, double click, add this mannequin, animation, and let's try that one. Catwalk. There it is. Oh yeah, this one does work. So they are supposedly compatible, so there should be no issue. If I use this one or the new, they have some difference in the number of bones and the name scheme, but not that much in terms of breaking the compatibility. Because if that was the case, you could expect many of the things that you will find in the content market to fail as this one failed. So let me just try to add a new mannequin here and see if it crashed again. So yep, mannequin, the new mannequin, meshes. Let's bring Manny. Let's bring Manny down here. Remove the control rig. Oh, this one comes without control rig. That's a thing to know. Now I'm going to use this, the same catwalk. Okay, again. Catwalk animation. Oh, now it works. And I lost it from the top. There it is. I don't know why it crashed last time. That same behavior sometimes happened with the retargeting, with the actual retargeting. All right, so we have more questions here. Yeah, best way. Yeah, do it raw. Live raw format, way to go. Right on. I wish I jump. Yeah. Yeah, you know what? This is the real challenge. Like I really think that the YouTube scene is filled to the brim with creators, and I learned so much from them. And it comes a time when it's hard for me to watch YouTube tutorials because I don't want to be influenced as a creator, right? Because now I want to do a YouTube video about that, but I can't because I just saw it. So I thought, like, what people is not doing, and that is live live things where you can come in and ask your question and to be answered right there live. And this is what I do for a living, so why not do it in YouTube? This is where I feel more comfortable in either at mentoring, instructing, or in any of the works, the jobs that I do right now. It's answering questions, so why not do it? So that's why I'm here right now. All right, we have more people joining. How much are we right now? Should I see? Let me see how many we are. I'm guessing like 3 people, something like that. Oh wow, we're 9 people here. All right, that's good. Cool. I'm amazed. All right, so that is that. That is, you know, the easiest way, and this will work for anything from the marketplace. All right, everything that you can get from the marketplace should be completely shareable, all right, and compatible. As you see, everything from this orca thingy are very old animations. The character that comes with the animation is the old Bunny, and as you see, it is completely, you know, compatible with the new mannequin. And you know, we can try it. I can bring a metahuman here, and we can check out that they also work with metahumans. And I do have metahumans here. I have my friend Christopher here. So now that we're going to deal with metahumans for sure, I'm going to do a couple of things. First of all, I'm going to turn these 2 guys into spawnables, because if this thing, you know, crashes, I can get back where I was, you know, like this. That's it. All right, let me save the sequencer, and now let's drop our friend Christopher right there. Come on, Unreal, you can do it. It's just a 10,000, you know, polygon character with grooming and 1,000 bones in his face. All right, it's there. And because I hate that, you know, hair popping, what we're going to do is to turn him into LOD 1, which is going to be more than enough. Now he's going to have hair all the way, baby. All right, now let's add him to the sequencer. That's it. All right, I'm brand new to Unreal, and I'm trying to get some nighttime vibe, but struggling understanding light source versus skylight versus directional light. All right, yeah, that's right. Oh, there is Nikhil is here. All right, hello. All right, so yeah, night vibes and everything like that is hard in Unreal, because now with Lumen should be a little bit easier, because you can have more bounces, more diffuse lighting that will look good. With the old, you know, without Lumen, we always have those harsh, you know, direct light without any bounces. So it was a lot harder. I can show you after I, you know, try to mess with this metahuman. I can show you, you know, how to create a little bit of a night vibe, you know, pretty fast. So be gone, all of you, the face, everything. I just need the body, and in the body I need an animation. And as you can see, I don't have any of those animations here, because I need to now jump into that skeleton. The easiest way is to select the actual body from the sequencer. Let's do the trick, right, of converting it to spawnable. So if everything goes to the dogs, I can come back, you know, very soon and save it. Right now I can select the body, I can double click on the actual skeletal mesh, which is the recipient of all animations and everything. So now I can go to the skeleton through the persona editor, and I should have the compatible skeletons right here. So I can add a new compatible skeleton. Let's go all the way down. This is the one, the Orca Games full animation bundle. Save everything and close. Save this one also. And now, if why are you losing your hair again, Christopher? You should be on LOD 1, as I told you so. There you are. Save everything. Oh, look at that. You know, this is a thing that is happening lately. Sometimes, somehow, there are a couple of things that you can change in the details that won't save because it's not on the actual blueprint. So the blueprint has this default and won't be override by things that you do in the actor level. I don't know if it is because you have a sequencer open. I think it has to be changed in the BP. Exactly. It used to be that you could change it here and it will be like a per actor change, right? And that information will be held in the, you know why it might be? Because I'm on world partition, and world partition uses this one file per actor, and the one file per actor might not be able to hold that override. It might be, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the blueprint and change it there, because I hate to see, as a bold guy, you know, I hate to see the guy bold. There it is. Now let's change it to 1 and let's compile. Always compile before you save. I'm so ashamed of this. You know, MetaHumans by default, recently downloaded from Bridge, they don't compile, right? Yeah, they have some, it is not an error. It is a warning, but there are a couple of duplicated nodes. It's right here telling like, all right, this thing is going to be gone soon. So be sure, you know, to use the new skeletal mesh component, etc. But you know, it's a shame, right, that you cannot compile your MetaHuman without errors or warnings for that matter. But now there it is. Now we have our Christopher with hair all the way. Cool. And now let's go body, and here is where everything is going to explode. Body animation. Yeah, I have all those goodies animations right on this MetaHuman. And let's go with the same walk, catwalk. I should ask for catwalk. Yeah, this one. You're there, you're working. All right, there it is. Because I think this dude, I just recently dropped it. Let's check again the body here, the skeleton, and let's check the retargeting options. Yeah, they're wrong. So it has everything in animation. Might not want to do that. So what I'm going to do is select every, you know, the top, root, and translation, retargeting to skeleton. That's going to be good. And just root is going to be animation, and pelvis is going to be animation scale. Let's save, let's close, and now he should be a lot better. It is a lot better. So that's it. We have a little bit of interpenetration. That might be because of the actual differences in the retargeting pose. And if you have this issue, all you need to do is to turn on and off something in the details panels, and the head will, you know, snap back. That's a thing of Unreal not refreshing the animation blueprint. So the animation blueprint is not it's not being read, it's not active, and you know, the head stays there. So yeah, it's looking pretty good. It always have the same issues, you know. You can it's like a recursive thing that the difference with these characters is that they have always like this pose with the shoulders a little bit back. And it looks fine with these characters, but it looks so silly with MetaHumans. And there always seems to be out of balance. Like, this is uncanny. Like, he shouldn't, you know, by any means, he should be standing there with the body so, you know, that back. You know, but that's okay. That's a thing that you can fix like this, either with Contour Rig or even with that other thing that should not be named in MetaHumans. That is the forward kinematics Contour Rig. All right, so someone is late. Jesse, hello. All right, we have more questions here. Try to get to night vibe. Oh yeah, the night thing. All right, let's check that one out. All right, cool. So it happens that, do I have that one here? Lights? No, they are not here. So I'm going to bring them in. And this is a perfect time to do my magic, the thing that I was trying to do. So this is the thing. This is my proposal, guys. You're going to tell me that I'm crazy and I should not do this, but I believe it should be done at some point. So I'm going to do it, and you're going to tell me if you like it or not. So little did you know that this engine folder that is here is right here is the actual engine folder in your C drive, wherever Unreal Engine is installed. All right, and the thing is that this is common for all the projects with the same version. All right, not subversion, but the whole version. All right, everything 5.1, it's in this place, right? And it happens to have a content folder. That is exactly, it is a content folder, right? It has the same name, it has everything. So what would happen? Let's just check. I'm going to open up another project where I know that I have some lighting sequencers where I have some lights, and I have like a light for morning, dawn, high noon, night, and everything. And I found it to be very useful. And I have a copy of that folder in almost every project that I'm working on, because I love to bring them in and see how the thing that I'm building, looks in all those. I'm guessing I have 5 different, light scenarios, light environments. So what I'm going to try to do is something crazy, and that is to use this engine content and create. Let's just do it. Why not do it, right? I'm going to right click here, and I'm going to create a new folder. And because I want it to be always at the start, it's going to be called a underscore my folder. All right, there it is. It's at the start. It's at the top, and it's going to be there. The thing is that thing is also going to be there in this project. So if I go here and I go engine content, there is my folder. What would happen? And again, this will only work if you migrate, right? Because this content won't be recognized the same as this folder, even though they're both named content, I think. But because what I'm going to move, it's like a blueprint, because it's simply a bunch of sequencers that are Unreal classes that happens to have inside things like directional lights, exponential height fog, and stuff like that. So it doesn't matter where it is, it will always work. So let's do it. Why not? I'm going to grab this and I'm going to drop it. All right, wait. Let's do the things properly. In my folder, whatever. I need to find a new name for the thing. So lighting, my folder, and do a copy here. That's it. What would happen if I go back to my other project? Oh, they're not here? Maybe I need to save them. Oh yeah, they're not saved. Now I save them here. And if I go back to my other project, lighting, here they are. All right, this is the first time I'm trying this. So this is very bold, guys. Don't be messing around with your engine. Never, ever, because you might break things, and you're going to have to wait then for Unreal to download like 30 gigabytes again. But this is working, all right? Cool. So now, no matter which project I can always go, to this engine folder. And if it's not there, that you gotta be sure that you go to settings, turn on, the show engine content, and that's going to do it. All right, now let's test this. All right, so I know that I have that there, so I can grab all these lighting thing and, you know, make it gone. It's not there anymore. And now I'm going to light this sequence, this level with those lighting levels. All right, so it should be as easy. Let me bring this up, open up this, bring this a little bit down. Let me go to my content folder, lighting folder, and let's see how these will look in a 10 a.m. type of lighting. And there it is. I have a 10 a.m. type of lighting in, where is the sun? Maybe it's, yeah, it should be around there somewhere. But here it is. I have a morning type of, you know, scenario, right? You don't like it? Easy. You can right click on the track, you go properties, and where this lighting is, it should have, you know, its siblings all around. Like this one, as you see, is in engine, my project lighting. So now this is a 3 p.m., you know, high noon type of lighting, right? And if I keep going, I can go properties, lighting, and I can go to my lighting night. And let's see how good it is. So this is my night vibe, all right? One thing you gotta make sure when you are trying to light things as a general thing is never let Unreal use the auto exposure, because then you're going to go mad trying to find some good exposure, right? You need to have a fixed exposure to do lighting in general, but for night is so important, right? So you gotta be sure. I'm sure I was savvy enough to lock it, but let me just check. So if I go to lens and I go exposure, I should have, no, I didn't. Oh, I did. Yeah, it's a manual method, meaning that I don't have exposure. Let me just check if that is right. Yeah, there is no way I can, you know, swing the exposure. So yeah, this is a night vibe type of lighting. All right. Oh my god, I have like a bunch of new questions here. Do I know that everybody's wondering, what did you do with those sequencer? How did you move them from one? It's just as I said, you know, this thing is shared by all your projects, you know, the engine, and you can create new folders in it. So you can have their things that are not connected, right, to anything. Like, what kind of cool things would I have in this content? A landscape material, right? A landscape material is not dependent on anything, you know, outside of the engine content. All those 2D textures could be inside the engine content, so there could be shared, you know, from any project to another project. But instead of being a copy, you could use the exact same one. And if you find an error and you fix it or you enhance it, then you're going to have it the same everywhere else. So I believe this is going to be a very popular thing, you know, from here on, at least on my side. All right. Oh yeah, sorry about the sub thing. I'm guessing this is just because I'm a little bit nervous, you know, of people starting, you know, drawing swastikas and stuff like that in the chat. The channel is very dependent. My channel is going to be very dependent on the chat, and I don't want to do super chats and stuff like that, you know, to force people, right, to pay money to write down, to protect, right, because the chat should always be with the video, because all the questions and everything, you know, all the interaction is going to be on par, right? So but at the same time, I don't want people to be, you know, sniping the channel or, you know, starting to write, you know, bad words and stuff like that. It's now moderated by YouTube, meaning that certain words are already you're not going to be able to, and don't do it, please, you know, to use curse words and stuff like that. But that means also that all the chat has like a huge delay. I don't have like a one-to-one conversation with you guys, because everything came like with almost 1 complete minute of delay. But you know, I'm testing. I'm going to see how good it is. Maybe we could, in some point, you know, create like some sort of Discord or something and forget about the chat here, or find a way to, you know, grab the chat in Discord and show it in the video. Who knows? That's going to, you know, be in the future. All right, so I'm brand new, trying to get some night vibes. Well, let's just check right now what that means. Little late. Animations, edit, still the same, like bake to counter break. Everything is just the same way. Even better, because most of the errors that we used to have with metahumans are now fixed. You should not have any issues when you try to bake to metahuman. I'm guessing the only thing that I have not tested in this new in this new engine is to bake from a take instead from the master. So that used to be a huge issue. We can test it right now and see if that thing is working. Yeah, use this thing, you know, for everything that you know that is not related to your content. And even, you know, if it is related, you can do, instead of a copy, you can do an advanced copy. So for example, let me show you what I mean. There is another thing that I always like to share between projects, and that is a cloud that I love. So if I go here to particles, you're going to see that in this project, I have this cloud, and it's pretty amazing. As soon as you make it cast shadows, where is it? Right there. So this thing is going to cast shadows if your light has translucent shadows. Oh, it does have it. Why is not casting shadows then? Virtual shadow maps? Oh man, it used to work. All right, it doesn't matter. It's still, you know, pretty good cloud that you can use. I have it with this thing that allows you to intersect it with another thing, and it's not digitally cut. So I really like this one. So I'm always using it, you know, everywhere. So what I can do is, and if you want everything to come with it, you can do what is called an advanced copy. So if you grab this and move it somewhere else, instead of using a copy, you use an advanced copy, and what it will do is going to do an internal migration. That means that it's going to grab everything that is dependent of that particular asset, and it will bring into the folder with the actual asset, right? Which is, you know, pretty nice. So for example, this particle, maybe this is nonsense because this particle is already like that. So maybe, what can I bring? All right, this could be like a good thing. So let's find out, like a chair or something, whatever. I'm going to delete it later. So let's go meshes, and let's go props, and let's grab these, you know, food stuff. Right now I'm going to grab this and go to my A folder cover thing, and I'm going to grab it, drop it there, and I'm going to tell it advanced copy here. That is going to tell me you need to save, because you might have this on your level and you won't have the latest changes. Don't save. I know that I don't have it open. Now it will tell me what I need to move, right? For it to copy everything. And it used to be the thing that this should all be selected by default. Oh wow, this is new. Now you must go, imagine if this thing is like 10,000 textures. How would I do this? All right, yeah, copy everything there. Now I can hit OK. And that means that whatever I got on the other side, I should be able to go here, go to my A folder, and be sure that it's saved. My A folder, you should be saved, and everything should be saved. So I'm going to save from here. So now everything is going to be saved. Save. Okay, drink coffee. You know what? This means that you can do so much more with what I just showed. Let me finish up with this and I'm going to show you. All right, so now there it is in my A texture thingy, my folder. Sorry. There it is. There is this food card and it's ready to be drag and drop. And if this thing were a popular thing that you were to use, you know, on all your projects, now it's going to be there. And no matter, you know, which project you have open, it's going to be there waiting for you to be used. And the advanced copy brought the actual mesh, all the textures associated with it, and all the materials also. So now you need to do a little bit of, you know, maybe I should create like a prop folder. And now I should grab all of this. No, this, and this. Throw it in. And that is going to create like a bunch of how they are called? Oh, wait, why did I do? I did the wrong thing. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I'm going to delete it anyways. So yeah, let's be gone. I don't want the food stall at all there. So if I go here, texture, oh wait, that was just a test. And now on this side, let's say bye-bye, close it, and that's it. So let's review a little bit of this lighting. So what did I use here? So I have a couple of point lights that were specific for a project. I'm going to delete those. So here is what I use. Mind you, I don't have stars or moon or anything. This is just, you know, environmental lighting, incidental lighting, right? So my directional light is movable. You can still, you know, move it and have like a different incidence of the light, right? But it's pretty dim, as you see. It's only 0.15 lux, right? So the direct influence of this light is pretty much like nothing. It's pretty dark, as you see. The source angle should be pretty high, or at least it's not, but it should not be this sharp because it should be mostly diffuse light, right? So it should be something more like this, right? Because, you know, is the light of the moon, which is in turn reflecting the light from the sun. So it shouldn't by any means be in any type of parallel rays, right? So then, of course, temperature. Temperature is the thing here, and I'm guessing is like a little bit on the high side. It's pretty blue, like 12,000. Like, yeah, go all the way. Why not? It's, you know, pretty cinematic being that blue, right? And for the rest, it's just that. And, you know, keep it low on the direct light. Keep it pretty cool with a very nice, with a pretty wide source angle, and that should do it. Now, that in turn, if you go to your skylight, you can see that mostly this lighting is just bounce light. But because, you know, we have that low influence of the directional light, that means that our sky atmosphere, it's also pretty dark, right? And the skylight uses the sky atmosphere light to bounce it and use it like a field light, like an environmental light, right? It's projecting whatever you have in the scene. So if you don't pump it up and leave it, you know, in one intensity, everything is going to be completely dark. So this is just, so if I now set it to 0, you can see what is just the influence of that direct light, which is nothing, right? Because that is really what the moon light is going to be doing to your scene. You can play with it. Mostly what you want it is for a specular work, right? And for things to know that there is some sort of light pointing from that direction. But as you see, it's pretty negligible, what it's doing. So what you're really working is with the skylight, and the skylight will take the influence of the directional light over our sky atmosphere, which is mostly that bluish, pretty dark color. But you need to pump it up, right? So it should be apparent, that there is a light there. Don't try to drag this, because then you're going to bring the sun to the scene. I don't know, the developer of the skylight should be a little bit more, should limit this thing to at least 10 or something like that. So here is where you get that influence lights from everywhere, right? That should be your bounce light. That should be what a night light should be. And you can take it from anywhere from 2, 4, 5, and that should give you a good sense of what a night lighting should be. And yeah, that's it. That is how I would roll with a night illumination. There is a, can't remember where I have it. It should be somewhere. There is a post-processing material that will add stars to your scene, and a moon and everything, and it will move with the directional light. That would be something that I could add to this night thing, so you can have a little bit of stars and stuff there without having to break the bank and use some sort of sphere, very big, and etc. But yeah, change the angle of direction of the light. Did you manually put in the color of the light as well? It is not the color, it is just the temperature. So the temperature, say that if you want white light, should be like 6,000 units of temperature. And if you want hotter lights, you should go to 0, right? It should be from 0 to 600, 6,000, and from 6,000 to 12,000 you will get all the bluish lights, right? All right, let's check that thing about the control brick. Let me just show you one thing that you can also do. And this is a beef that I have with, you're going to see that I have a bunch of different beefs with light mixer. Yeah, I don't know, light mixer is good if you are in production, right? And you have the director there with you, and you have the producer, and they want these pretty fast changes. Having the actual if you go Windows and you open up your, not the light mixer, the environmental light mixer, just because you have everything there, where is it? It's right here. Just because you have everything there is cool, but to tell you the truth, if you were to be in that situation, I would create a lot easier control than this, because this was made by someone who thought, all right, this is minimal, right? And minimal means that you just need intensity, light, color, this and that, and all that, right? You could go normal, and it will add a couple of more properties, and you can go full. But then this is just like watching it in the details panel. So it's a thing that was decided for us, and that is a thing that I really don't dig, right? I don't like it. For example, the actual light mixer is a lot better in that regard, because light color, who in the world uses light color nowadays? You need is light temperature. Well, you go here and you search for color, and you unclick it. Now it's gone, and you right click here and you want temperature. and I want the temperature control and the use temperature, and that's it. Now I can play the temperature of my light right here. This is a lot more useful, right? But again, because this is just and exclusively for lights, you miss the environmental things. So you know, there are a couple of factors like the height fog or the sky atmosphere or the actual clouds or whatever that will not show here ever. So by that time, you can simply create how it's called, the remote control, remote control with all those. I don't think that I have the plugin, but if you go, you know, plugins and you search for remote, this one right here, the remote control API, this will allow you to have in a list just like this, but for every actor that you have in your outliner and for every property of any actor that you have in your outliner. And then you can build very intelligent, very well organized, because you can create tabs on which you can set up, all right, this is what I should, you know, manipulate just to change the time of day, right? And you have another one to, this is what I should touch when it's night and I want the stars to appear and stuff like that. You can do a lot more personalization that way. So both are good, but at the same time, I really won't use them ever. You know, if I depend my life on it, if I have the director or the producer. With these tools, it's best to create your own control. Yeah, the remote control will give you exactly what you need. And you can make it intelligent enough so everyone on your team will be able to use it. Oh, sure. Let's do it. You know what? We have been live for a couple of hours. We have an hour and a half. So today I'm not going to double into it, but for next week, we're going to talk about remote control, and we're going to do all these, right? And how to make it work, because it's pretty amazing, remote control and all the things that you can do. That, if you add on top of that, things like the material, how it's called? Oh my God, let me search for it. Material collections. Material parameter collections. If you add these on top of the remote control, you control everything. There is anything that you cannot control from remote control. Textures, colors of things, colors of lights, everything, and not just, because the thing with remote control is that you need to control separate individual actors, right? You cannot add like, all right, I want all the intensities of all these lights into one control. You cannot do that. But with the parameter collection, you can do that. You can you know, add the actual color of all the lights into only one parameter collection, and then you can move, you know, one control for all the intensities of a whole row of point lights, and you can add them to separate controls. So you can have one for the both rows, one for just the right row, and just one just for the left row. So unlimited power. Yeah, the only thing that I might change is the day. Sometimes I do it on Saturdays and sometimes I do it on Sundays, depending on, you know, my day, because, you know, I have life. I supposedly have a life. I'm not a robot. So I may do it on Saturdays or Sunday. Maybe, you know, when this thing starts being a thing as it is, I might find, you know, one day that is going to be more comfortable to me, and, you know, everything in my life will start liberating those hours, and then it will be more of a Saturday thing or more of a Sunday thing. Sure. I'm going to clean up the first part and, you know, start where, you know, the juicy stuff start. But yeah, give it a little bit of minutes, and after the live, it's going to be right there for you to rewatch whenever you want, right? All right, so last thing that I want to tackle today is, sorry, I have a little bit of a cold, is another things that you can do with this content thing. I don't want you to go crazy with this because again, you can really damage things from your Unreal installation. But I happen to know that there is a map folder in the content of your engine, and if you open it up, you can see, you can even go and play with them. Don't save anything from here. You have one that is called entry. I don't think this is used anywhere, but then you have open world, and of course open world is the basis, is the basic, is this level right here. When you go file new level, is the open world level, right? But then if you come here, you're going to have things like the default template, and I have a big beef with this one, and that is that sometimes I open it up and I'm trying to talk to somebody about foliage, right? So yeah, foliage is great. So you open up your new level and then you drag something. Let me find any mesh, whatever will do. Yeah, why not this? How big are you? Yeah, you're going to be good. So you go to your foliage, right? And you then add this thing there and you select it. I mean, you turn it on and then you start, painting. And you're like, right, I'm painting and painting, and the thing doesn't paint. And you are, out of words, like, all right, this should work. I don't know why it's not working. Well, the thing doesn't work because for some reason, whoever created that map, in the actor have collisions, but they are turned off or different in the actual template. Who knew, right? So if you go to collisions, it is block all dynamics, and it shouldn't be block all dynamics. It should be block all. In fact, if you drag and drop anything else like a cube, the default collision parameter is either default or block all. But this plane, the floor of the template doesn't have it. So that means that, let me delete this. And now if I go here, sorry, if I go here to foliage and I start painting, now I can paint on top of it. So that is a thing that I would believe that shouldn't be happening. So I'm going to change it for good and wish me luck, so nothing goes wrong. So I know I'm going to reopen it just to be sure. So let me go again to the engine, content, maps. Yep, templates, template default, don't save. I'm going to select the floor, just the floor, change the collision preset, and I'm going to save it. All right, it's saved. Now, what would happen if I go file, new level, basic level? Would I be able to go foliage and drop a foliage here? Ah! In your face, Epic. All right, cool. All right, that means a lot of things. That means that I have other beefs with other maps that I really hate the default maps from Epic sometimes. Like for some reason, let me just show you. This is going to be the last thing and I'm going to be off. If you open the time of day default, I believe is. Yeah, this thing is the virtual production default new map, right? And this thing has baked maps, and I hate to use baked maps on and I don't know, even the clouds looks very bad. The complete thing is a mess, right? So maybe for next time I'm going to have a new map that I'm going to donate to to all of you so you can use it, something more usable, right, for virtual production. That is not this. All right, and that is going to be all for today. You're all must be very tired. I'm on the earlier spectrum, right? So in many places it's going to be a little bit later in, in the night. Onboarding on a project out of environment using Kitbash 3D marketplace asset will be great if in the future you could dive into these kind of tutorials. Love learning from you. I love, teaching you all. So sure, let's make it a date. All right, next weekend we're going to keep on with all these, and writing down these questions and creating something in my mind that I'm going to be able to present. Feed me your ideas, and that is going to be our next theme, for the live. So with that being said, I want to wish you all good night, and thank you for hanging. Thank you for your support. Thank you for coming. And as always, be good. Love you all, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye all.